How likely do you think it is now at this point in the offseason that the Raptors have an opportunity or will be looking at the opportunity to maybe move Pascal?
Well, it's interesting. I think the whole Damian Lillard situation is kind of holding up the market a little bit. And then what the deal is with James Harden in Philadelphia. And then obviously Siakam is the other name that's been mentioned prominently around the NBA in terms of probably the top three guys that would potentially be out there. So a lot, is it a domino effect or is it, in and of itself? And, the challenge, I think, for the Raptors right now is, you have a scenario where you lose Fred VanVleet to Houston, and now you lose him and you don't have anything coming back. And now those other teams out there kind of use that against you a little bit and lowball you a little bit because, you've just experienced a really good player leaving for no compensation. And, do you try to kind of use that against them a little bit and say maybe they'll jump at it because you don't want that to happen again? But on the other hand, if you're Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster, you have to stand firm. You know the value of Pascal. You know the value he has to you, but the value that he has to your franchise. So I think it's kind of a little bit of a stalemate right now, and you're not going to just give them away for pennies on the dollar. And there's time. Time is still on your side, and you don't want to rush into it and make a deal that you're going to regret. And the other thing, in defense of Pascal Siakam, you could talk about his scoring, you could talk about his rebounding, you could say, well, he could be a little bit of a better three-point shooter. To me, when I think back, I could think back to early in the season. Raptors are playing in Dallas, and he gets hurt, and then he goes, he's unavailable for a while. But at that point in time, he was playing as good as any guy, and I'll repeat that, any guy in the NBA at that point. Mm-hmm. His playmaking was amazing. I mean, he has continued to get better. He's a tremendous story. And, I think, the thing I look at with Pascal is, if he was on the floor with a few shooters, I think he's almost unguardable. You look at a guy like Draymond Green, and we talk about how great a defender he is and a glue guy, this, that, the other thing. Siakam's at a whole nother level in terms of the skill level offensively. Imagine if he had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to play with, shooters, world-class shooters like that. He's at a 4 position or as a small 5. Who at the 4 spot or 5 spot is going to be able to guard that guy? He's so quick. He's incredibly fast, end line to end line. And, you talk about being able to get by people in space. The challenge for him sometimes is the fact that, he isn't a great three-point shooter, but part of it is the space around him with the other 4 guys he plays with. So, to me, I think he has great value. I think he's an outstanding player. And I'm not giving him away for pennies on the dollar. And you hope that, the roster around him can grow and improve. And obviously you have a new coaching staff, and maybe they'll come up with different ways to put him in positions where you can really capitalize on what he can do. And maybe you decide to say, hey, I'm going to keep him. He's got great value to me, and I'm going to hold on to him. So there's a lot of ways you can go with it.